The fourth view and last view we need to create is the isometric view. That would be this view here. So we'll go ahead and create the isometric view by going to the View Layout tab and selecting the down arrow here to get to the isometric view. So where we found the front and projection views, you'll see the isometric view. You might be wondering, why is the projection view under intensified? It's not selectable. And that is because I don't have a primary or principal view active. The active view is the drawing border. Therefore, I can't make a projection view from the drawing border. And that's why it's under intensified. So if I wanted a projection view, you have to identify what view you want the projection from. In this case, I just want the isometric view. Now, what's important in the isometric view is that when you go to the ISO view, you're already in the isometric view. For example, if this is cockeyed and I click on the face and click a position, your isometric view is not in the correct orientation. So before you select the isometric view, what we're going to do is set the part correctly. In order to make sure that this part is held correctly, you're going to right-click in the sheet and open 3D data. And what that does is it makes sure to hold the link to the part and the drawing. You do not want that to get disassociated, because if you disassociate it and you change your part, your dimensions are not going to reflect the changes. So always use Open 3D Data to move from part to part or from drawing to part. I'll select Open 3D Data. You'll notice it automatically goes and finds the actual 3D part. This part is in the wrong orientation. So what you've learned thus far is under View, you have many views, and you've already selected each one of these views to identify what it looks like in each view. When you're done with the drawing, you should always be in the ISO view, and you want to hide your axis. So I open that, and I'm going to hide my axes, and then I'm going to hit the Fit All In feature, because I want to get as close to it as I possibly can. And that is your true engineering ISO view. In fact, it's so important, we take a picture of it, and you just simply click on this right here, and we name it. And it's named, all caps, Engineering ISO View. And it's named that so that anybody, anytime, can come in here and find that picture already saved. So if I close this off, and this thing's all rotated cattywampus, and it's not even on the screen, anybody that knows the parts knows that this is standard under the camera to go ahead and change this to the engineering ISO view, and it will go find that part and bring it to the screen for them. You immediately close that off. So all drawings should be set with the engineering ISO view like that. Then we're going to go into the drawing itself, and then you can use the isometric view. Do you remember the steps on how I did that? You can try it, pause the video and see if you can remember. Otherwise, I'm just going to continue on here. So I select in the feature isometric, and then I select the tab where the part is, and then I select on this face of the part, and it automatically brings it in the true isometric view. I can then grab this and move it to where I want, which would be right about here. Click on it to accept that view, and there is your isometric view. Now, you may notice that there are suddenly yellow tornado symbols here. So something has kind of gone awry where it wants to update. It's no big deal. All you have to do is either select standard and find the update feature, or if you can't find it, you can right click on sheet 1 and hit update. Again, right click on sheet 1 to pull up the contextual menu and hit update, or find the standard tab and the feature called update. When I hit update, it just updates everything. It makes sure everything is holding and we're not losing any links. That is how you create your isometric view.